So this is the type of thing that drives me nuts. And there's your wing. You come this way. This part of the star should be pointing forward. So they've actually got that star on upside down. They had done the same with this one, but I flipped it around. So that's now good. And I'm going to do the same with this one right now. And there it is, all finished. All stuck back on and finished the correct way. So let's see what we're looking at here. I'll use the wing spar to point things out. So we've got the undercarriage. I will fit it, but I don't think I'll be using it. I'll try it at the field with the undercarriage on, see how it performs. But if I have to, I'll take it off and we'll do hand launching. 2 wings with the stars the right way. These are the tail plane with the elevators, and here are your fins with no rudder, they're just fins, so it's a bank and yank. It's beautiful fuselage over here. Two push rods, I'm not sure what they're for, they'll be for the elevator. A few little bits and pieces, parts for the undercarriage, nose wheel steering, and then 4 little Allen headed screws. I think they're 1.5mm Allen, might be a 2mm, just to screw your wings in. And that's as good as that done. First thing I'm going to do is get the aircraft on a cradle, and I'm going to do the red area, the tail. It says to do the main wings first, but I'm going to do those later. So this is the first part that I'm going to do, and basically I'm going to glue that into there and it keys in really nice. The only thing I want to do is rough it up a little bit with my scalpel. Bit of red here, we'll just get rid of that. Use what's left in this bit of foam tack. I'll put it on here, and then I'll cut that as this is doing its job on this bit. try and take it out, but it's really binding well. I'm just going to leave that to dry for half an hour.
2 hours later.
That's well and truly glued in there, so that's good. I'm going to turn this over. I'm having to do this all in stages because I'm dog sitting. Looks as though these go like this because the T-7A is on the outside, and again they key in beautifully. I think on this one I'll turn it this way. So I finished all the foam tack, so I'm going to open a new Yoo-Hoo pour tube. I do still have some foam tacks, but price wise it's nearly 3 times as much as this. So that's already opened. Yoo-Hoo pour, the equivalent of foam tack. This is made in Germany. And this is exactly the same process. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just making a little crisscross pattern on it, just so the glue's got more than a smooth surface to react with. A lot of people like to use foam safe CA. I'm not a keen fan of CA glue. Ooh, came out there. Oh, let's get that out. See, it strings as well. In fact, it even smells the same. It's transparent, it smells the same. Yoo-Hoo pour is the same as foam tack. I don't know if they do ingredients on glues. That's not. One. Flip it around and do the other. Quite a lot on that, I'm afraid. But too much on. I could lift that off again. Let's see how it comes now. Let's just sit there like that. There we are. So that's now going to stay just like that for another hour. Now I'm going to put the wing on, and for that we need the spar. Now I need this. I need the signal is at the back. So let's put this on. Okay. Signals at the back. Signals at the back. together. We're going to push that through. Pushing that through. It is kinking, but there is a slot for it. So I'm kinking too, as it were. There we are. It's one wing on. I'm going to turn it around and put some screws in. In there. See if we can get that to match up. Not easy. This is a 2mm. Yeah, it's 2mm. But it's not going in. There we go. Oh, that's hard. Not good at all. Well, I'm sorry about that. I had to stop the camera because in order to get these to line up, I had to apply a lot of pressure down the wing. You've also got to make sure that the wire is tucked away in a little hole, because there is the possibility that it just sticks out a fraction, stopping this from coming flush. It's not crazy stupid, but it is a little difficult. Well, that's all done now, so that's just screwing there. Nice and tight. And that's going to screw in there nice and tight. There. So that's done. If you can see that little gap there, it doesn't seal up completely. So we're going to try the same with this one. I'm going to do it this way. You see here, it still has a bit of a gap. Look at that, lovely. Well, that's basically it put together. Obviously I haven't powered it up and I haven't got a receiver in it and all that sort of stuff. But as far as assembly is concerned, that's all you do. Put a load of stickers on it, which I will reduce, there's far too many. The next job I've got to do anyway is just connect these. And it's not level, that's level, but the horn doesn't look straight now. I'll have to do some adjusting on that, but it's on. Right, that one's on. I don't know if I trust them or not. I'll have to see. I'm not adjusting them right now. Put the undercarriage on. Easy enough. Not very magnetic. I think they're aluminium screws, believe it or not. They're not metal screws. I've got some metal in there, but they're not sticking to my magnet very well at all. And it is a good strong magnet. This can only go in one way. He suddenly finds out. So I think that goes like that. Yeah. Okay, that's one. Yeah, strange screws. Gotta make sure they're very tight. Gotta make sure I don't bust those heads. It's what I'd call pop metal. Not very happy with those. The other screws were completely different types. These are, yeah, they don't have much metal contents in these. Alright, let me show you that. So here's your servo, and there's the servo arm. This aluminium piece slots on top of it, and it has a peg that goes into that arm. But at the same time, you're pushing the wheel up here using that little plastic spacer there, and then you lock that in place with an Allen grub screw on the back here. But it's very difficult to do. But it's done. Difficult, well, it's more fiddly than difficult. Right, well that's the basic build. I've got lots of little bits and pieces to do on it. Check all the surfaces, make sure they're all level, mark the centre of gravity, and all that wonderful stuff. So I'll get on and do that, then come back and show you what we've got. I've done a little bit of work under the cockpit, under the canopy. You can see here I've got an AR630 installed, facing forward. I had to install battery adapter for an XT60, and I've also put a tiny little extension lead on for the rudder. Now if it turns out I don't take off using the wheels and hand launch it, that'll be removed. Before I connected all the servo wires to the AR630, I did use my servo tester here to make sure everything was central on the servos, and it actually looks pretty good. I haven't had to adjust anything yet. The next thing I've just got to do is measure out the centre of gravity. Just finishing marking the C of G, and this goes from the leading edge at the wing root 51mm, which is just there, and all I've done is extend that line out 3mm, so it's just sitting at that point. Now I'm just going to put my CG marker on it, the way I do it. It's a slit in the marker across. It doesn't always work out, but we'll give it a go with this one. And then I take the stick out, just put the marker over the hole. I'm going to use a bit of Yoo-Hoo Paw. Put it over the stick, spread it around. It's way too much. I keep the pointed end on the cocktail stick, and that's basically just to get the glue into there. Then I cut it off, and then just use the stick itself just to glue itself in. And they're my markers. I've got two. I've got one on the other side. Now I think all we have to do is check the centre of gravity. Actually, these ailerons all look down. I'll have to check those out again. I'll wait until these dry. And here we have the finished T-7A. All I've done is add a few stickers to it since you last saw it. It's been bound with my DX9. I'll also bind it with the NX8. I've got 3 lots of rates, low, medium and high. The medium rates are the low rates in the book, and my low rates are a couple of mil lower than the book. So my mid rates for aileron are 8mm both ways, and my elevator is 8mm both ways. Then my low rates are in fact 6mm aileron, 6mm elevator. Then we go up to the high rate, which is 12mm aileron and 12mm elevator. It doesn't have rudder, it just has a fin. It has a servo connected to the rudder channel, and that's for the front. It's a nose wheel, but it's not on the nose, it's halfway down the blinking cockpit, the canopy there. And that's got reduced rates as well, because at 100% rates, this thing would turn on a penny or a dime, as the Americans would say. It was way sensitive. I gave it a little bit of a taxi. So I've dialed that down to about 30%. I've got 30% expo on everything. That's just how I fly, with 30% expo. Yeah, it's all done. The only thing I will add at this stage, I do have another cockpit. And I will do what I normally do. I might leave this front piece of perspex on actually, but I will cut the rest out and I'll work out how to fit one of my cameras in there. It's basically ready to go. I wish I was. I had my booster jab for the coronavirus and it has really made me sick. I spent the best of 24 hours in bed. Today is my first day up and about. All I've done is set this up for recording and I am already out of breath and sweating like a pig. And believe it or not, I've got to go up into the loft today and get down the Christmas decorations. This won't be flown until closer to Christmas, or in fact the New Year. I'm really pleased with it. It went together really well. It's good to go. It's balanced out. Centre of gravity is balanced out. I don't know if you can see that. It says 2200 down there. Let me get that out of the way. It says 2200 down there. That is a 4S 2200. And it balances out exactly on these points here, which I've shown in this video. I've heard that it's a better flyer without the undercarriage. Apparently the undercarriage, as small as it is, creates that drag. I'm going to try it, take off from the field. Hopefully it'll work. If I'm not happy with it, I will take them off and then try hand launching. It hand launches, I've seen on videos, rather well. So thanks for watching everyone. Do stay safe, stay well. I look forward to you coming to join me on another video soon. Cheers.